Well, I thought we started off right. I thought we took control of it pretty quickly, which was good to see. We removed the ball pretty well. We got out of their press pretty well, and then we had the threat up front. Got our noses in front with a brilliantly taken goal from Victor, which was his 19th of the season, and it was a really good bit of play and a really good finish. So you get your noses in front, and then we sort of contrived to put ourselves under pressure by giving the ball away. They play in a way that put you under pressure, but they want balls in your box. They cross the ball. The most since Garrett's come in, they cross the ball the most in the division. They've got big players there that can cause you problems from that type of tactic. We didn't want to give them too much encouragement, but we kept fouling. You know, it was daft fouls, and there was yellow cards that were given out that I didn't think were yellow cards in, and one for Sundays. There was two. There was a couple together where two ran into each other, and it was 6-1 after there was the other, but we got a yellow card. It just baffles me at times, but they nonetheless got the encouragement that they wanted. The crowd got up. You know, they were trying to get themselves back level, and thankfully they overhit things, or we defended really well from those set play positions. So you know, there's some real quality in the team. There's no doubt they've got quality in this team. They just end up in a situation where they start to lack a little bit of confidence from time to time, but they still look like they had that confidence in the first part of the game. And when they still got that encouragement, well, they still got that, you know, feeling that they can get something from the game. They're going to keep coming. And we kept making the same mistakes. You know, we kept turning it over. It was really frustrating, from my perspective, really frustrating. So thankfully we got in at half time. We could speak to them and set them down a little bit. You know, stop giving silly fouls away. Although in the first 10 minutes we gave away another 5 or 6, and kept giving them that encouragement. But as that second half went on, we looked like we could open up a little bit more. They made changes and obviously freshened it up, and then, you know, it was a case of I had to change it because I felt that we were going to concede. So, you know, the energy that we needed to bring was there. Two wing backs, striker coming on, and he just gave us a leg up. They made another couple of changes, and then obviously we lose Balogun, and he won at 10 men. So it opens things up. They've got to get a goal. They're man light anyway, and we break and counter and get a second goal, which is Vic's 20th goal of the season, first time in the championship for a long time. And then the third goal, I thought Tyler was really unlucky. Victor's played a fantastic pass in. He's just slightly behind him. He's gone before the ball's come. You know, it's one of those things, but he's kept his head and just lent it to Gus, who hit it in the second attempt. So 3-0 was, really welcome score.
I thought Gus was outstanding, but before I ask about him, Victor's shortlisted for an award for a good reason, isn't he? As you say, 20 goals this season. He showed one, hasn't he?
Yeah,
He's finished.
And I thought it was really powerful today. You know, he was back to his best, and he looked outstanding. He looked hungry again. So he's been sort of a little bit tired because he had an international break. He's not had the international break. He played in both of those games, but he played a full game against Azerbaijan and thereabouts. And he came back and he's looked a little bit tired since, but he's got his energy back. And he deserved his goals. There's no doubt behind him. I thought you're right. Gustavo was outstanding. His energy, his desire, his willingness to run, and got tackles in both ends. He was really good between both boxes, but also his goal and his assists were there for everybody to see. He was absolutely incredible. But I thought defensively we were okay. We were decent. We didn't look like we were giving them too much in terms of any encouragement other than set plays. It didn't look like they were going to break us down from open play, even though I think we've got some really quality players in their squad. So testament to our fellas, but and the supporters, because they keep giving us the energy to keep going. So I thought we were
Just one more, Victor. Is it true that you told him to rest a little bit in the week to recover, because that was very good man management if that was the case, because it worked today?
Well, we've tried to get a balance between training and time off. You know, and I think there's a misnomer really where, you know, everybody thinks that you should be working all the time. With this season, you know, the way that it's set off and the way that you concentrate all the games in, so it was 21, but for us 19 before the World Cup break, and it's just not known. So you're going full tilt at it, and then there's a break, never experienced before really, and then to come back and then have to go full tilt at it again when you've had some players away. We did try to get a bit of rest him a bit of work. Went over to Spain for a bit of work as well for a week. In that week we lost Carl McFadzean and we've lost Callum O'Hare just after it into the game at Boxing Day at Sheffield United. We've lost Jamie Allen for periods of the season. Matty Godden missed 3 months, and we've had Casey Palmer out for the best part of 2 months now. You know, when you're losing a big player for us, they're big players. Testament to the rest of them because they put the work in. They work really hard. But not only that, we've shown real quality. We've got some young players coming into the side. I mean, we've got a young back line who finished off that way again, really with the players that we had on the side. You know, we've got some young academy players. Josh Eccles has come through the academy, and we've got now Ryan Howley who's been involved for a period of time now. So yeah, it's been testament to them, and especially when you think about the start of the season where we couldn't play our home games for the first.
I was going to say, so I'll shut one more question. I remember seeing you at Millwall, and you were pretty down in the dumps, rightly so, because you hadn't been able to play at home and you were already having to catch up on games.
Yeah.
Does that feel quite a long way ago now that you're on the verge of the playoffs?
It feels a million miles away, but having said that, you're right, because there's games where we've not picked up, and everybody will say the same thing, but that game particularly that day, we were really disappointed because we were 2-0 up. And a mistake sort of put us on our back foot, and we ended up not being able to recover from it, and we ended up conceding 2 more goals and lost the game 3-2, which was a travesty really from our perspective. But they're a really good side, they've shown that because they're in there as well. But that first 7 games, we can't get over the fact when we look at that, when we look back at it, it's not the time for reflection really now, but it's there. When you look back at it, that cost us probably, could have been 4 or 5 points, but even so, you know, if we'd have picked those up, we'd have been ensconced in there for a while now. And then that's a different type of pressure you have to deal with, but you know, at the moment we've been playing catch up, and obviously Blackburn play tonight, so they'll end up going back into the top 6. But to be talking about us in the playoffs and being in the top 6, you know, at this stage, then you know, it's an incredible job that the players have done, the staff have done, and obviously the support. You can't get away from it. You saw the support today. There's 3,000 of them today, and it was magnificent. It felt like a home game at times.
Right, there's 7 games away from home that you've unbeaten now, and great scenes at the end, as you said. What was it like in the dressing room afterwards?
They're good, as you'd expect. Really good. I didn't say a great deal. I didn't need to say a great deal. But really, for me, it was about enjoying it, and you know, just giving them that bit of time to enjoy it, and then settle down. They'll have a day off tomorrow. We'll be back into work on Monday into Blackburn. So it's a big week. You know, we've got 4 games left, but to talk about that now, you can smell it. You know, you can smell it. It was there before, but in terms of being in the top 6 now at this point, without Blackburn playing just yet, it's been a really good day's work.
Will you be watching that game or listening in?
If it's on the way back, we'll probably have a look, but it doesn't matter. You know, people have asked me just downstairs there about, do you look where you are in the league table? It doesn't make any difference until the final whistle of the Middlesbrough game. We've got some tough games. Middlesbrough going there, and you've got Birmingham at home, you've got Reading at home, and you've got Blackburn on Wednesday. Tough games.
But to get, you know, you back yourself back in it today, must give the lads so much confidence going into Wednesday.
Well, they'll be really buoyed by that. It gives you energy, doesn't it? And the fact that we've got all the players I've mentioned unavailable, and for us it's huge. But the players that are playing are available for us now. It should give them a real fillip to, you know, get into it on Wednesday. Whatever happens, it's exciting stuff. Exciting last 4 games.
And Victor's achievement, I mean, is he aware of how big of an achievement it is? You know, when he's at Southampton, there aren't many players that get 20s. I think it's 21 in domestic.
No, he's done a speech in the dressing room. It was fantastic.
Did he?
Yeah. I'm not telling you what he said, but it was very funny.
Did the lads ask him to do that?
Yeah.
They sort of...
Yeah, and he did. And then he got heckled. So, but he was good. He's good. They're really good. They're a great set of lads.
Yeah.
You know, they're full of encouragement. Obviously, we've got players there that have facilitated that. Matty Godden's been really good today. Worked with him really well. Tyler coming on, I think he's the most unlucky player that I've had in my time, because he gets into really good positions and just not quite there at the moment, or in his time with us, you know. But he's a really good player who can finish, you know, and that, to have that, and then obviously to get Sean on. Sean showed some real quality at times, some really good touches, and to be able to get him on in the game in this game was good. But like I say, on to Wednesday.
Do you feel that you're there purely on merit? Because I don't think Coventry have been talked about hugely as a playoff contender in recent weeks, but you've sort of crept up, haven't you, to put yourself in this position? Does it feel that it's justified?
Well, I think that you only get there on merit, don't you? You know, nobody gives you anything. So, and like I say, the fact that we've come from where we've come from, and is obviously 25 years in the job, he's seen some real ups and downs, a lot of downs. But, you know, we've seen some rebuilding and some good football, and we've managed to build over time to get us in this position. So, you know, you don't get it that often. You know, you don't. So, why sort of look a gift horse in the mouth? It might be there for us, it might not. Who knows? But we've got to give it a real go, and they are doing it.
It's just nice to be in there, isn't it?
Yeah, and being spoken about in terms of their first season. I remember bumping into you at Rotherham United, and you're going, "Oh, this is a good game tonight." I'm a bit nervous about it. I just said, "Don't worry about it." And from that point on, we haven't had to speak about anything, which is testament to everything, because it's a tough division. We've got to keep doing it. You know, whatever happens, we've got to keep doing it, and we've got 4 games to go. You know, who knows?
I'm sure you'll be modest about it, but apart from Victor being in a shortlist, you're in a shortlist again.
Yeah.
But it's testament to the club achievement, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think that the fact that the job that has had to have been done here, and obviously I've got this reputation as a firefighter, which I think is a little bit sort of niche. I think it's a little bit. Obviously, I've had some tough jobs to do. My first job at Rotherham was ridiculously difficult because we were minus 17 points. So we finished anyhow. He had the first. He had 17, minus 17, and Mick Harford at Luton on minus 13 on that year. That helped us in League 2. You know, they went out of the league because there's no coming back from minus 30 points. Chris Martin played for him that season, and we ended up, we would have finished 5th in the division. We actually finished 10th or 11th, something like that. But we played in a virtual league because no fault of the players, really. So we had to do that, and that was the first job. And then obviously from then on, I moved to Barnsley, who were bottom of the league, and then Huddersfield, who were sort of really close to the bottom of the league, but we ended up building through. And Coventry, obviously, at the bottom of the league, and we rose through the division. So the job isn't just firefighting. The job is you know, there's different sort of elements to it, different facets. And the time you've got to firefight, but you've got to build, and you've got to try and take it forward. You know, it's been a rounded experience, that's for sure. Yeah.
Have you got a word that you'd prefer to be called other than firefighter? Then what would you call yourself?
I have no idea. That's for the people to decide. I know there's some not nice words. That's it.
Thank you.